I worked at a girls' correctional facility for 5 years. I was so frustrated working for the government because I knew that they were being told, you're damaged goods, you'll never be able to make anything out of your life because your life is too far gone. So they weren't given any hope, and that just frustrated me to no end because it doesn't matter what you've done or who you've done it with or where you've been. There's nothing too hard for God. He loves you. He's not mad at you for the things you did. He wants to take your life and make something great out of it. If these girls weren't treated like a number, if they were treated like an individual, and that we could help them according to what their individual need is, instead of a broken system that's where everybody's treated the same and no one comes out getting the help they need. After the 5 years, I got recruited to work in emergency child protective services here in Nashville, which means that my unit was on call 24 hours a day. I couldn't hardly handle what I was seeing, little children that were being horribly physically and sexually abused. And over those 8 years that I worked for the government, I realized that God was showing me all the programs that taxpayers pay for that look good and sound good on paper, but the reality is they don't change lives. God has not anointed the government to heal broken hearts and set captives free. He's called his people to do that because only Christ can forgive sin, heal broken hearts, like it says in 2 Corinthians 5:17. January 15th, 1983, I left Nashville and drove to Louisiana to start the first home. God gave me 3 principles, and those 3 things were take the young women in free of charge, because most of them could not get the help they need if they had to pay. Principle number 2 was your needs will be met through your giving. So we tithe as an organization 10% to other organizations that are helping people. And the third thing was do not take any funding that will restrict the freedom to share about the love and forgiveness of Christ. And to this day, we're still doing those 3 things. We'll never stop. I got a call from a pastor in Nashville, and he said, I've heard about the work you're doing in Louisiana, and I just wanted you to know that we need the same thing in Nashville. We were so excited when we opened Nashville. I had 40 additional beds, but it wasn't long till we had a waiting list yet again. And I believe 2005 that we opened the St. Louis home. And after we opened the St. Louis home, we got a call from a gentleman in Sacramento. And so we built a 40-bed facility there that was millions of dollars. And as the homes were increasing in the United States, we started opening international locations. The United Kingdom, Canada, places that I never dreamed that I would go to, much less start a home. In 2015, just praying one day, and I just felt like, we needed to change the name. I just realized our magazine was called Multiply. Mercy Multiplied literally became multiplication in every area. In 2015, I wrote a book called Ditch the Baggage, Change Your Life. We collaborated with our staff from the United Kingdom, and the American staff got together, and they took that book and fleshed out an 8-week study, which is called Keys to Freedom. It spread throughout the United States and all across Europe, and now it's in 5 languages, and there are more languages coming on even as we speak. With these Empower workshop trainings that we do, we are all about equipping men and women, no matter what their age. We have people come from all over the United States. They're able to learn and take that back to their city so that they can reach people that they come across and bring freedom to their lives. We are really working to expand our church services so that they are readily equipped and available to help new people coming in to be able to get the freedom that they need. We've had so many people that said, hey, I got a full-time job, or I'm a guy and I need help, and we realized that we needed to develop outpatient programs. They come in for counseling, men and women of all ages, and we take them there, and they come in for counseling usually once a week. I think God's future for Mercy Multiplied is just that, more multiplication. We have plans to open more residential facilities. We have property in the Panhandle of Florida. I see us opening more of the outpatient programs. When I look back to 1983, when we started the first home there in West Monroe, Louisiana, I thought I was going there initially just to do that for the rest of my life. I am overwhelmed when I think back to the small beginnings of 1983 and how it's grown across the world and continues to multiply. It blows my mind, and it makes me realize how big God is.